I want to help you grow your wellness business so that you can help more people. I'm inviting you to attend the Winning in Wellness Masterclass on April 30th, where you'll learn the number one method for making more money. How'd you like to increase revenue and get over those six-figure struggles? Let me show you what most successful practitioners do so that you can make this year the year that you break through those financial barriers. Because whenever you increase revenue, you increase impact. In this masterclass, you'll learn how to do both. Click the link in the description to sign up now.
Are you ready to boss up? I'm your host, Kim Guillory, and you're listening to the ultimate podcast that will help you 10x your business. I've spent nearly 30 years in a service-based business, and I'm here to provide you with the mindset, strategy, and vision that you need to build a seven-figure business and beyond. Let's go. Hello, and welcome back to the show. You know, every time my clients are going through changes and transition and transformation, and I see it over and over it again, I make sure and bring it to you. So this is what I love to record about and teach and educate. And I think the number one thing that is most valuable when I do it this way is if they are going through it and you are also someone who is a potential client who wants what they want, then I know you are probably going through it also. And that topic of today is the transition confusion. So many of my clients are in the healing space, but they don't all start there. Many of them came from the medical community or corporate, and then after they went through their own personal crises, or they were going to the next level in their position in the company, they hit these belief barriers. And when that happens, when you're trying to do something bigger than you or something that you haven't done before, and these limitations, mostly of your past experiences, come up, you have a kind of crisis, a breakdown. And when that happens, they find me. Now, just know, I know my clients so well, and I know my own journey so well. And when we were growing up, we really weren't taught about personal development, right? No one was telling us when you are going to get older, and you're going to want to achieve something newer and bigger and different. You're not going to have the tools for it. And chances are you're going to have a little breakdown. It might be in your body, it might be in your mind, but you're going to feel like you're going a little crazy. And you're going to look around you and you're going to try to find someone to help you. And most people haven't been there. And so it's really hard to find these mind body masters who truly understand how to move through the world as an integrated being on all levels. And that is something that I specialize in. And that is what today's show is about. For you who are changing careers, maybe recovering from divorce or loss or some sort of tragedy, it's not easy to get started again because a part of you is left behind in the past, the part that was familiar, the part that you identified with. And when that part is over there, like back there, and you are right here and you're trying to move to the future, it gets confusing because you're not who you were and you're not who you want to be, and you don't know who the hell you are. And most of you are now moving into the healing space, but because you don't have the words for it, you don't have the framework for it, you get confused. And this is what I hear you saying. I just want to help people get through these crises, these healing moments with more ease. I don't want others to have to suffer the way that I suffered. If I would have known this, or if somebody else would have been able to help me, it wouldn't have taken so long. It wouldn't have been so devastating. I wouldn't have felt so alone. I just wish I could have found someone when I was looking. So I've chosen to become that person for someone else. That is the creation of mind body coaching. This is what we do. We teach humans how to better move through the world when they are in the middle of transition and crisis or overcoming crises. Like, how do you bring all of you? So we call this holistic. Holistic is when you look at all areas of life, your body, like your physical body, your energy and emotion, your spiritual self, your relationships, and your drive, career, and passion, like how you move through the world. So, having a holistic lifestyle is bringing all of those parts together and integrating it into the new identity of who you are now. And once you fully accept and become this newer version of yourself, you are, with the skill set, of course, and the training, you are there qualified to help others do the same. But we live in this world of made up rules and cages telling you what you can and can't do. And so many of you are rule followers, and this is jacking you up. I have learned to break the rules because the rules were killing me, literally killing me. Years of misdiagnosis, mismedications, things that were tearing my body down instead of building it up. Surgeries, too many surgeries to mention. It won't make sense to most people. When I think back to the trap that I was caught in, because I was going through a crisis, because I was going through a hard time and trying to find who I was in this new world that I had created, and I couldn't. I went to the doctor and allowed them to put a label on me and to medicate me. And that took me out of the game of growth for over 20 years. And so I, just like you, want to help other people transition and move through this easier. I was very young, I had my first child at 19 years old, and we had a house that burnt when I was 20. And it's not like, oh, I lost material things. It was the very first family I ever had. It was the very first family unit where there was a mom and a dad and kids, and we had a beautiful life. House wasn't all that great, it was a rent house. My husband now was on the other side of a divorce, and I was a single mother when we met. So he had 3 kids and I had 1, and we joined forces, and it was a very beautiful thing. I was the happiest I've ever been in my life. I felt connected, I felt hopeful, and the house burns, like, it just burns, like, the middle of the night. And that representation of losing ground again created a nervous system reaction. It created unsafety. Trauma is a moment where you are disconnected from safety. And in that moment, I had trauma. Everything that I knew in my young mind, my frontal cortex wasn't even fully developed at that point. I was really young. Meant like the way that I interpreted it meant that here it goes again, broken again, broken again, right? And I started having headaches. I started having just physical symptoms, and I went to the doctor, and that is when they started me on my very first antidepressants. That led to multiple, too many to mention, medications. Before I knew it, I was taking Xanax, Klonopin, Adderall, painkillers, sinus meds. I was on my 4th or 5th surgery by this point. Like, I was caught in that trap, and I actually had never seen anyone get out of it. I didn't know who to seek or what to do. I just knew something was off, something was wrong. But I kept getting by because I believed the authorities. And so that could be what we're calling transition confusion. I was transitioning from traumatized childhood, from broken home, from not having a mother. I was transitioning from that into adulthood. I had now become a mother, a wife, a business owner. I had transition confusion because I had parts of the past and I didn't have the full picture of the future. And I didn't know or have a guide on the steps in the middle. So transition confusion is, this is who I was, this is who I'm trying to be, and I'm confused on how to get there. And the Mind Body Coach training, the program, is to help people better move through this. And I wanted to just bring the topic up make sure that I was explaining it so you would understand it in case you're in it, to know that there's hope, that you're not broken, you're not lost. You can actually take authority of what you want. You can reach out. You can come. We have a winning and wellness masterclass that's happening soon. We have a free Facebook group that we are happy to help you if you are finding yourself in this transition, that you're like leaving corporate and moving into coaching. You are maybe a practitioner and now you want to be a client advocate because you see the disadvantages of the limitations of the medical system. You see the limitations of the rules and the boxing in that same world that I had gotten caught in. That was a big part of my life. It was the prime of my life that was taken away from me. And I'm not a victim of it. I actually turned it around and did something amazing with it. But it's also what qualifies me to speak on this topic with authority because I was that person and I actually don't need to prove or defend. I just need to be because that is the seed that God put in me. That is my spiritual path. That is my spiritual journey that I get to rectify, that I get to lead, that I get to help other people move through. And no one can take that away from me because they weren't the ones who were anesthetized and tranquilized and put under, taking their organs out. Like it actually feels like rape of my body instead of addressing what was really happening, which was emotional trauma. And if the doctors and the authorities would have known that, it could have been different. And because it wasn't different, I can now offer something different. So I stand in that gap of transition confusion and I guide and help practitioners become a leader just like me in the industry. And so that we can help and guide humans into better transformation to actually step into the role and authority of their own life, to self master, to become like the spiritualness that they are. We are spiritual beings and we're just here for a very short time. And all of us have a seed planted inside of us that is a contribution to the rest of us. And I want to help you get that contribution out into the world so that we can rectify some of these wrongs. We don't need to be angry about it. We don't need to be victims of it. We actually get to be victors. We get to grab the torch. We get to lead the way for someone else. I was talking to a client this morning who is helping menopausal women recover because she was not told what was going to happen to her body. And she felt very alone and very lost. And she has become a wellness coach, a holistic wellness coach that helps with that education and understanding, rectifies the misinformation and the incorrect data so that young women can move through the world empowered through the information, the correct information, and that older women can take back control and authority of their life by knowing the things that she has educated herself on. She has become the authority in that space. And I want to help her get to more people. And the way she's going to get to more people is to make more money. So, guys, if you're a healing focused entrepreneur, we have to address the issue of why are you afraid to make more money? Don't you want to talk about money? The two things we're most ashamed to talk about are sex and money. You wouldn't be here without sex, and you wouldn't live here without money. We live in a material world that runs on money. That is the language of the world. We have to address this. If you want to be an impactful practitioner, and you want to help change the world and help people heal their lives, you have to make money your friend. You have to learn these processes. I want to invite you to the Winning in Wellness Masterclass that I have coming up. There is a link below wherever you are watching or listening to this. Make sure you click and join us. If you happen to miss it, you can still get the replay no matter when you hear this. The other thing is, I want to invite you to send me a direct message or an email. Contact me directly and say, Kim, I have a seed inside of me that's erupting through the ground. I'm going through this transition. I'm confused. I'm not sure what to do. Can you help me? Because I hear that all the time. Kim, can you help me? Can you help me get my message out into the world? Can you help me make a bigger impact? Can you help me find my people? The answer is yes. Whether you are just transitioning into a new coach and you don't have clients yet, or you have clients but you need more, or you have clients and you're making money but you need help to build and grow your empire, I can help you with all three. So that's what I got for you today. I want you to consider, are you in transition confusion? Are you in between who you were and who you're going to be, or in between careers or jobs, or maybe you're going through just, it's just a change in our bodies, even, right? Going through menopause is transition confusion. So let me know. I would love to hear from you and have you attend one of our events that are coming up. We have lots of events on the schedule. We'll be doing a live one. I would love to meet you in person and help you take control of yourself, of your business, of your body, of your mind, of your surroundings, and what you want to create in the future. Thanks for listening to the Boss Up Podcast, your source for proven success strategies that unlock your personal, professional, and financial potential. If you enjoyed the show, please share, leave a review, and come back next week.